Hello everybody and welcome back to Crusader Kings, which, apparently OBS thinks I'm trying to record the Paradox launcher rather than the actual game. Let's, change that over. That would be nice. There we go. Thank you, OBS. Perfect. So we're currently working on cleaning up this area over here, but there's not a lot we can do on that right now. A lot of these we just simply don't have claims on of any meaningful way. So that is absolutely fine. I mean, we can get some claims done over here once that truce is up, and we're working on fabricating a few, as well as working through the foreign affairs focus. But I think for now, we need to work on pushing this direction. So, like, Volga Bulgaria is currently being subjugated by this guy, which I don't much care for, if I'm honest. Yeah, that's definitely a little awkward. We may hold off on attacking them and go for, like, Permia instead. Well, that's also a little awkward. We could go for, like, these guys. Seize this Chiefdom de Jure, and then go for, like, Ugra. Ooh, that's a solid claim for the entire kingdom. I like it. We are absolutely doing that. What about Omsk while we're at it? That's not a great claim. We could Holy War for the Duchy, but it's split. Ugra has like 6,000 troops. I mean, it's not very threatening. We could go for this Duchy. That'll be fine. So maybe only the triple war here. But, I mean, that's a solid war for Ugra. I'm pretty happy with that. So we will go ahead and raise up our troops right about here. How many in total are we going to want? Probably not many. 5,000 levy troops should be more than sufficient here. They're going to start walking down towards us. Oh, we have 18,000? You know what? That's good enough. We can walk up over here, and our men-at-arms will follow along when they get here. There they are. And we're just going to crush this force. And then another force comes in, and we just crush them too. No problem whatsoever there. We'll group these together. We'll leave behind a siege force. It's only going to take 36 days to siege this. I'm not very scared about that. We're going to take these guys up over here, and we'll leave a siege commander, of course, if we got one. There we go. Excellent. So they have a fair number of troops over here, but I would definitely like to take on this force. We do catch them here, so that's perfect. We captured this guy, so we will head on up into Ugra next. That's an awkwardly shaped county, but okay. And I'd like to come down here and fight this force next. That is, of course, the main Ugran army. And we'll see about getting what we can done over here. We are, of course, done with this war, and let's go ahead and finish that. We'll need to grant this out. That's fine. That will put us above our vassal limit, but we fully expect that. Sure, that's a claim. We'd like that. And we are going to next fabricate a claim out over here. We only need a few more to grab all of Enyan, which will be perfect. Now, this is a kingdom tier realm, and we don't really have any claim on that, which is sad, but we'll get that eventually, I think. So we're going to come in over here, and they're all going to pile in. And this is actually very foolish of them. But sure, I guess that works. We captured somebody, somewhere, in some siege or something, some combat. We did something. We captured these guys. Okay, so our war here is actually done. Sure. Well, that's great. And we're going to head over here. I'm a little unclear on where we captured them. I'm pretty sure there was a battle over here that we got them, but sure. That's fine. I'm reasonably content with that, and of course we're going to want to clear up this area fairly quickly as well. We have a sun, and we're going to continue pushing out over this way too. So, I mean, all things considered, we're going to get this cleaned up fairly swiftly. I think there's no question about that. They have ticking war score on their side, which is unsurprising. And we're going to hop in over this direction, see about capturing these guys. Okay. Okay, we do get Thoughtful here, and then we're going to grab Ducal Conquest and Forced Vassalage. Those will be both very, very important to us expanding through here in a speedy manner. So we catch this force, which is the primary army for our primary foe here. We'll see about catching the rest of these, but our siege force should finish the job. 71% war score. Ah, they're turning around here to fight this force. I like it. Sadly, we didn't actually get any real progress there. But there we go. Our Court Ranger rank increased very noisily for some reason. We'll disband our troops, and of course we need to hand out this county, which we will hand out to this noble. Cool. So there's all those wars done, and we're now 3 direct vassals above our limit. We can grant some of these titles off to Ugra, and we will happily do so. Now, this guy is the wrong culture, but he's the correct religion, so that's wonderful. Oh, grant titles. I was on grant titles. I meant to be on grant vassal. There we go. So we're going to need to hand out one more title here. We're definitely starting to run low on county level titles to hand out, but there are a couple over here. And of course, there's this giant mess that is Egypt. There's that we need to work on. But I want to finish this off first, so we're going to continue to press through here. What about Stellaris? What do we got here? Not a whole lot. That's a pretty good high chiefdom there. In fact, that's a really good high chiefdom. That is an impressive duchy. I mean, all of these are pretty solid as well. Well, they're all pretty much 3 holdings. This one's a 4 holding. That's pretty good. So we're truce to this guy, obviously. This guy here, we don't have a CB on because we technically don't have borders with him due to this impassable terrain. This guy we could Holy War. It wouldn't fully clear him up, but it would open up Alatau to us. So we can go ahead and declare that. And we can also go after this guy's duchy over here. Now we could go after any of these duchies. This is a very mediocre one. In fact, we'd be far better off Holy Warring for this county. So we could do that. We will require truces, of course. But this will open up these 2 as potential targets. So that'll be great. We are pushing our way through here actually a lot faster than I anticipated. So that'll be fine. We will group up our troops right around here. And let's raise up around 5k. I didn't notice that this guy was on his way in. So this guy is here. It's very rude. This is fine. We're going to lose this battle. I'm not concerned about it. It's just a few levy troops. We'll raise up our men-at-arms here and our levy troops here this time. Perfect. It's not actually important, so that's fine. Yes, a claim is important. So we will go ahead and start working on another claim over here. Perfect. We want 5k troops here. This is enough. And we want our men-at-arms as well. And we'll head on in over here. Yeah, I didn't expect this guy to be part of the coalition against us here. That's something I should have checked, but I didn't, so fair enough. These guys can get turned around. They're not a big deal. It's not very relevant, in all honesty. So we're going to come fight these guys. Perfect. And we'll siege this location with a siege force. We'll get our trebuchets out there, as well as a few levy troops. And these guys will head up over here, and we'll put a siege commander here. Wonderful. So we've already stack wiped their army. And we'll start a slow siege of their capital, and these guys will head up there as well to fast siege it. If I can click it. There we go. That was apparently far more complicated than it should have been. We'll get a new spy master. That's fine. We're 83% war score, and these guys can now start heading southward over to here. We don't see their army currently, which is a little bit interesting. We'll go ahead and enforce those demands. And we'll, of course, have to hand these titles out. So we'll go ahead and do so. Excellent. Now, if we look at de jure kingdom titles out here, things are a little bit awkward, but that's okay. These guys will be heading in over this direction, as will our siege force. Come on over, guys. We definitely don't see the enemy troops just yet. We'll get there. But we don't for the moment. There they are. Or no, there they are. That's more like it. Okay, we'll head down over this way, and these are the troops we actually want to kill. But we can catch this force for now, and then head up over here. That'll be fine. Ah, there's more of them over here. Okay, that sounds good. We'll fight them over here. We'll finish up the siege of this capital. And they're all going to stack in here. We actually captured him. But they're going to pile in here, and we're going to take any piety and any fame that we can get out of that. So that's, yeah, a decent amount, and we'll go ahead and enforce those demands for just that single county. And that will, of course, need to be granted on out to this guy. Perfect. And we'll disband those troops. So we're over our vassal limit, right? That's definitely a thing. I would like to go after Permia. Hello. Well, that's a claim. Consider it done. Yeah, absolutely we're going to do that. As long as we're at it, we're truced to this guy, huh? Yeah, we're truced to this guy. We're not truced to this guy. We can seize that de jure. We can press this guy's claim here as well. What about Volga, Bulgaria? We could claim this duchy. It's not going to be clean, but sure. Yeah, that looks good. So Permia has like 6,000 troops. Defending in a subjugation war. Against whom? These guys. Okay. Well, that's okay. We will raise up our troops here. We'll raise men-at-arms and levy troops. This time we'll raise about 20,000 levy troops. Okay, we're going to raise 34,000 levy troops, apparently. We'll get all of these guys put together. And we're going to head out here. Excellent. And I guess we'll siege this while we're waiting for them to pile in. That's fine. We're at 44% war score right now. I'd love to head out over this way. Sure, show in the prince. That's fine. We're at 52%. How is their other war? So we're actually already ahead. Beautiful. We're going to catch their force here. That's, of course, a stack wipe. I guess we can siege this. Sure. Okay, so that's some progress there. I would like to make our way up over here, maybe fight this force, and work our way up to this location and siege that. We're 58% right now, and we definitely want to keep bringing this up, making our way towards their capital. We're not going to need to get to their capital, and we're going to want to split up our force a little bit here. So we're going to immediately drop a siege force here. That's more than enough. And then we're going to grab these guys. We're going to split them in half. And this force is going to come down here. And this force is going to come down over here. Cool. So that should be sufficient. Excellent. This siege is, of course, over. And we'll head up over to the tribe of Perm. Wonderful. Keeping these wars straight might be a little bit interesting, but we'll see. We lost a small bell beaker, apparently. That's fine. And these guys, yeah, extend our patronage. These guys are going to head up over here. We want to make sure that the other war isn't getting progress. So that'll be fine. We'll hop over this way and not allow them to finish their siege. Didn't we just confront her? I feel like we did. But we'll take over this siege. Actually, this war is now over, so we'll enforce those demands. Excellent. And then we will head up over this direction. Cool. This siege is done, so we'll need to head... Where's the actual capital here? Over here? Sure, we'll go over that way. Sounds good. I'd like to hit this force. And Permia will fall very shortly. These guys will continue to head up over this way. Yes. This is all fine. As far as this war over here goes, we'll get to that. I'm much more concerned about getting this one done quickly. So that is our current goal. Okay, they gathered forces here, and they're locked in. So we're going to head over here and siege, and then we're going to come up over this direction and hope to catch them. That would be ideal if we manage to. I'm not sure we will. We will. Okay, cool. Only the 517, but that's fine. And then we'll head up over this way. These guys will prevent them from sieging this capital. Perfect. We're 94%. Yeah, that's what I thought. We're going to turn around over here and into the capital we go. That's what I thought. Fantastic. These guys are just down here. That's fine. I'm not too concerned about that. This siege should end the war with Perm. And the subjugation war should then end inconclusively. In theory. Because they will be our vassal. Or we'll have to defend them. One or the other. Let's see. So we enforce our demands. Yes, that ended. Perfect. So these guys will come on down over this way, and these will as well. These guys will come siege over here. Okay. So we're only at 31% war score here. So we definitely need to get some work done here. So these guys are going to end up going here, and then these guys will end up going here. Yes, that is perfect. We'll grab Ducal Conquest. That is wonderful. I mean, forced vassalage is what we really want, but we'll grab it. Occupied by us, occupied by not us, and not occupied at all. Okay, so these guys will come on down over here, actually. That'll be perfectly fine. And all that's actually left over here is Leia, which we're no longer truce to, so we're going to be able to clean that guy up pretty easily as well. I like it. That's fantastic. So we're going to start a slow siege over here and a fast siege over here. Cool. So we'll have this war done very, very quickly. And that's a lot of territory that we've taken over here in a very short amount of time. That's for sure. We've gotten like all of this territory this episode. That's insane. Absolutely bonkers. Lots of people are plotting and such, but we don't really care about that. I mean, we're on primogeniture, so it's not like they can really do anything. Okay. That only got us 74%. This up here. Well, I guess we'll head over. We do have ticking war score now. I'm going to split off some troops here, and it's going to be like all of these guys. These forces will head on over here. They'll arrive there in 9 months. These guys, their goal is going to be to defend this territory. Is this led by their ruler? It is. So we could actually capture their ruler here, which I would be delighted if we did. Do we have a march speed increase? We actually do. So we're going to do that and see if we can catch these guys a little bit easier with an organizer. And indeed we can. This should stack wipe. 88% war score from that. Cool. And the job of these guys is going to be to make sure that we maintain our occupation over here. So that'll be just fine. Crowns are being destroyed and such. We should probably go ahead and repair these. So we'll repair the Fine Sword. We will repair the Limular Armor here, the Armenian Limular Armor. Is that a different Fine Sword? It was. This Fine Sword. There we go. Can we sort by equipped? Apparently not. Well, we'll repair this Regalia as well, as long as we're at it. That'll be just fine. Okay, 88%, and eventually these guys will arrive up here. We may want to see if we can put in an organizer here, too, to march a little faster. I'm not sure if we have one available, and honestly, by the time I find one, it's probably no longer relevant. So we'll just put this guy in as a siege commander. 2 months until they arrive there. That's not too bad. Okay, these guys need to come defend this occupation. So down they go. And we will finish up this location very quickly. This is a level 5 fort. Shouldn't be a big deal. Cool. As far as our... Did they get locations taken away from them here? I think they may have. As far as our fabrications go, yeah, they lost a little bit of territory here. We definitely need to be fabricating here. We need like 3 more locations, so that's fine. And we should now be able to ducal conquest these guys, I think. These single counties. That should be the case. Okay, so there's enough war score. We will go ahead and get rid of that. Disband our troops. Perfect. And we're going to have to hand out some titles over here, obviously. We'll grant that here, and here, and here. Okay. This kingdom of Ugra here. Well, there's also this kingdom, which this one really is the one that should be strengthened. We're going to go ahead and grant these vassals over here. There we go. So we're still 6 direct vassals above our limit. And that will need to be dealt with. There's a county over here that could be granted out. So now we're 5 direct vassals above our limit. And what else do we have? This is a county. So we grant that. We're now 4 direct vassals above our limit. And what else do we have? Nothing down here, I don't think. There shouldn't be. There's a lot of mess in Egypt, for sure. We could grant this duchy over here, and I wouldn't be opposed to that necessarily. So something along the lines of that. There's also Crete that's controlled by the Bizarro Ottomans. We will grant that over as well. So that puts us at 2 direct vassals above. I'd love to be able to create a kingdom over here. That would be amazing, but unfortunately we're not in a position to do that. Any more duchies over this way? I think we've already handed pretty much all of those out. Indeed, we have. Okay. There's a county here. We're going to give that guy straight over here. So we need 1 more. And this county can be given here. Perfect. This needs to be cleaned up. There's no doubt about it. That is absolutely true. We can take a look over here, though, and we now have ducal conquests, so we can do a ducal conquest here. It's quite expensive. In fact, this guy's claim that he just developed is cheaper, so we'll go ahead and go for that. Ducal conquest of a county here, but he has 2 counties, so we're only going to be able to grab 1 for the moment. And we can just press this claim. Cool. And we'll hold off on attacking here until we've got these last couple. So let's go ahead and raise up our troops. We'll just raise men-at-arms, and they will head on in a moment. We're not expecting any problems with any of these wars. So that'll be fine. We'll just need to raise up our troops and finish these off. Excellent. And then we can turn our attention up over this way. We would love if we had a good claim on Angara. That would be amazing. Angara might actually be a good... Well, he has 2 kingdoms, so that might be a good subjugation target for Next Life. We'll see how that ends up going. So we'll get this siege done. Nice and quick here. Smallpox. Throw her out. Get rid of her. We don't need her in our prison. So there's this war done. And we'll enforce those demands. Cool. We seized a fine crown, and we'll siege this as well. Interesting movements that they've got going on here. Okay. We're just going to walk over here and finish sieging. I'm not going to bother chasing these guys down. We don't need to. Cool. So this siege will wrap up this war. They're actually going to try to fight us. They're going to fail, and that will end the war for us, so that's fine. We'll go ahead and enforce those demands, and we will head on up over this way. We will, of course, need to grant this out to a noble, and that's fine. And we'll need to move this noble into a kingdom. I think we'll grant it over to this guy. That'll do. And this war will be over momentarily. While we're waiting for that war to finish up, I will say it is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we are probably going to actually grab this, although War Against Tyranny and Subjugation. Hang on. Subjugation up here. Okay, that's not that big of a deal. We can go after that a little later on. So I'm going to put that cut in here. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and I will see you all next time.